Hey everyone, what is going on? So we have more battles for you today that I did on stream in the Love Cup. So we're using Makago with Electrode and Wigglytuff. And as we can see, my opponent wants no part of that. Of course, Makago dominates Charizard with Rock Throw, right? But I guess my opponent didn't feel comfortable or confident in that game. But let's go ahead and move into the next one. Makago into Slowking. This is also a little bit shorter video, but that is okay. Probably because my opponent backed out immediately at the first game. But either way, let's go ahead and see what we got going on for us. I'm going to go ahead and put up a shield right now. It's going to be a Psychic. Totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Rock Throw. Rock Throw is a guaranteed debuff my opponent's... Yeah, guaranteed to debuff my opponent's attack. Now I'm going to be able to Rock Throw down. Very nice. So I think that was worth one shield. Medicham coming in. I'm going to switch into Electrode right now. I'll be honest, I don't think Electrode is the best Pokemon in this meta because it's going to struggle against Pokemon like... Well, for example, Medicham, because the damage is just adding up, right? And, you know, even against, like, a Alomomola, I actually had an Alomomola against an Electrode, and my Alomomola was able to take that matchup. So, not the greatest Pokemon in this meta, but, you know, it's still a lot of fun to use. My Electrode is going down, but that's totally fine. We do have the Wigglytuff. I wanted them to switch out the Medicham, but they didn't. In comes Slowbro, and I saw the Slowbro, I was like, Well, this is actually a confusion Slowbro, and I'm actually able to catch on my Makago as well, but I'm going to go ahead and shield. I didn't really want to catch, but yeah, it's a confusion one. It's not a poison jab one, which is actually pretty good, but yeah, I'm going to be able to throw this attack. This is going to debuff my opponent's attack, and my opponent will go ahead and shield, and my opponent actually throws. Was that a CMP tie? I would say it is. Well, maybe it wasn't, but either way, my opponent will throw the attack, which is amazing for me because now I can farm down. If my opponent farmed down my Makago, and then threw an attack against Wigglytuff, they would have won. But maybe, I don't know. But either way, we'll take that one. That game looked like I was going to lose. I thought I was going to lose that one. But good game. We're able to take that one. Let's go ahead and move into the next battle. Makago into Vileplume. So this is not as good as you might think because we're taking neutral damage from Razor Leaf. Plus, we don't have... Incinerate, right? So my opponent will switch out into Medicham, and I'm going to go ahead and into my Wigglytuff, which is pretty good. I think I do decide to shield this last minute. Yeah, I do decide to shield it last minute. Unfortunately, it is a power-up punch. The reason I shielded that is because I knew I would get a shield back if the Vileplume comes in with Ice Beam, but they actually bring in Ariados. So I'm going to be able to throw my Ice Beam right now. Let's see if I can pick up a shield. I can pick up a shield, so we do get that shield. Can my opponent farm down? I do not think so, so my opponent is going to go ahead and throw an attack with the Ariados. So it's going to be cross-poison, just let the Wigglytuff go. Totally fine. These Rock Throws are super effective. We do resist every move that Ariados has, so not really too worried. Lunge will debuff us, but that is fine. I'm doing super effective damage. Going for that aggressive farm down. Another attack. We know Makago can easily tank it, so Lunge, no big deal. And yeah, I'm going to be able to get a huge farm down. I'm going to go ahead and debuff my opponent's Vileplume with Rock Throw, thinking maybe they would shield this. I actually don't shield, so good call by my opponent. But I bring in Electrode. We're looking good now because my opponent is debuffed. All I need is 2 foul plays, 1 to KO, one to get the shield. So my Electrode will charge up for 2 attacks. I'm going to go ahead and throw the foul play. My opponent's just going to let it go, recognizing that the game is over. So good game. Well played to my opponent, and we're going to be able to take that one. Let's go ahead and move into the next battle. Makago into Ariados. He absolutely loved to see it. Great matchup. Of course, the Rock Throw is super effective. My opponent going to go ahead and pivot out into Crusto. So I stay in a little bit too long, deciding what to do. But I'm going to bring in my Wigglytuff, so Wigglytuff gets to avoid Ariados. I'm going to let this one go. And I'm like, oh, because we did Rock Throw damage, can we farm down in time? And I can farm down in time. And yeah, I'm very low, so it's not going to give a lot of farm to the Ariados, which is ultimately what I want, right? I don't want them to get a lot of farm. My opponent will be able to farm down, as we know, but that's fine. My Makago definitely going to go ahead and come in, just waiting out the switch timer. Out comes an attack. I am 100% expecting the lunge, and it is going to be the lunge. Makes sense. My opponent switching out into Medicham. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Rock Tomb bait, going to debuff it, and again, this is the bait, and we do pick up the shield, which is really nice. If we didn't get the shield, that would have been a little bit unfortunate, but I guess my opponent was afraid of overheat, which is good for me. So now I'm bringing in my Electrode, and I'm charging up enough for 2 attacks. I'm going to go ahead and shield this one. If it's an Ice Punch, it still doesn't KO, but I'm going to go ahead and shield it anyway and throw the Discharge right now. This Discharge is going to do a good amount of damage. And I'm going to go ahead and throw another one. This is going to be enough to KO. So basically, I think they let this go. They do. Basically, what I want to do is get off an attack against Ariados, force them to shield, and then switch into my Makago. If I can, if the switch timer is up, and my opponent will shield, and I do go ahead and go into Makago, and my opponent does get to an attack, I do go ahead and shield it. It's going to be a cross poison as expected, right? And we're trying to win. Unfortunately, my opponent will be able to get to another attack, and it's going to be a cross poison that will KO me. So I thought I was going to lose after that, but I do get them down before they can get to another cross poison with Electrode. Holy cow, very close game. Despite us having a really good lead, good game to my opponent, very well played. Moving on, Makago into Slowbro. So Slowbro, I've been seeing quite a bit of him, recently in the Love Cup, and it's really good. Confusion doing a lot. We're also doing a lot as well with Rock 2 or Rock Throw, right? My opponent can get off this attack. I'm going to go ahead and respect it. It's going to be a Psychic, I believe. It is a Psychic, makes sense. So I'm going to be able to throw this Rock Tomb right now. So I'm going to debuff my opponent. My opponent will go ahead and shield it. My opponent is switching out into Electrode. And yeah, pretty interesting. I just stay in here because I don't really have a direct response to Electrode, right? And I'm going to go ahead and throw the Overheat. I was hoping they wouldn't shield that. I think my opponent does shield it. Yeah, they do shield it. Good shield. So my opponent farms down. So yeah, I didn't switch out. I'm going to bring in my own Electrode. My opponent going to go ahead and throw an attack. We'll see what it is. It's going to be a foul play. No, it's going to be a discharge. Yeah, I was a little confused when they threw the discharge. Just because if it's single moved, I get it. But if it's not single moved, you either have foul play or hyper beam. Unless was my opponent not at hyper beam? I'm not sure. But either way, my Electrode is going to be able to KO my opposing Electrode. In comes Ariados right now. I want to get off one attack. I'll still be able to get off an attack, but my opponent will go ahead and throw an attack right now. It's going to be a lunge. I barely live it, and I do get off this attack. And then I think I feint, or do I switch out? I switch out into Slowbro. My opponent actually switches out as well, and they don't make it to an attack. I thought that gave me a win condition, because I'm like, well, I know I survive a cross poison. And that is true. I do survive a cross poison, but not well. So unfortunately, my opponent can farm me down before I get to an attack, and down goes my Electrode. So that is going to be a great game, very well played to my opponent. We're going to be able to pick up a 4-1, picking up a Vulpix. So how did your Go Battle Day go? I ended up getting 2 shinies, which was pretty cool. You know, I'm down. I only streamed for 2 hours, so I only played for 2 hours. But still, nonetheless, really happy with that. And yeah, so moving on up. Anyway, that will be it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.